Okay, I'm so excited for tonight's class, winter wellness, and a little tidbit of emergency prep. This always starts before I'm ready. So, how is everybody tonight? I would love to hear where you're tuning in from and what do you hope to learn with tonight's class, if anything at all, or if you're just here for the ride. I love that too. So, tonight we're going to talk a little bit about winter wellness. Actually, we're going to talk a lot about winter wellness. This is everything that my family does to stay healthy all year long, especially this year when we've all been challenged, maybe the most we've ever been challenged, right? And we have managed to stay healthy this entire season. The year is not over though. And so my husband would appreciate me knocking on wood. Okay. So here we go. So my name is Jenna Beaty, and I am the holistic mama behind Rock and Roller Wellness. I'm mainly on Instagram. I am a certified essential oil specialist with doTERRA, and I'm a leader for the Obsessed with Essentials team. I'm so passionate about non-toxic living and educating on that topic. I'm a boy mama of two. I have two little ones, and I'm married to my partner in crime. So grateful for how aligned my husband and I are, especially in this topic. And I'm forever a truth seeker, and my family and I just moved from California to Utah, and it's almost been 1 year. We moved on December 30th, if you can believe that. And so we feel like that was a really good choice for us considering the way this year has gone. But anyways, so the agenda for today. So again, a peek into what my family does for winter wellness, tips to boost your own immune system naturally, and then all of my tips and tricks, natural remedies, recipes for when you do get sick, and then essential oils for emergency preparedness and first aid. Okay, so we're gonna do a peek into what my family does for winter wellness up first. So up first is my homemade whole food vitamin C powder. Now I opt for making my own vitamin C powder because your body can only recognize whole foods. So I was buying, granted, I was buying a really good brand of, vitamin C capsule, but I've just read so much that it can just go right through you, or you just have to, take so much of it and your body doesn't always absorb it all. So this I have found, I feel like is the best way. It's always better to get all of your vitamins and minerals and nutrients and everything from whole foods. But the problem is with today's, food system, first of all, that is not the greatest at all. And it's very contaminated and poisoned, and just the nutrients are not there like they used to be. Plus, we're also busy. And so many of us are making just those on the go choices or the less than desirable choices. So we're really lacking in getting our nutrients. So I love to make this vitamin C powder. It's super easy. It lasts a really long time. You just make it once, and then you can add it to drinks or smoothies, or just do it in a little shot glass. You can give it to the kids, anybody, and it's so much better for you. Also, I'm not going to read through all of the recipes and everything for everything that I'm going to go through, because it's all in the ebook that if you haven't already gotten it, you'll get it at the end of this class. And so it's all there. You can even print it out if that's your style. That's what I would do. So I made it in like a printable form. So all of the instructions and ingredients and everything will be there for you. Okay, next up is elderberry syrup. Oh my goodness, elderberry syrup. I just cannot say enough good things about elderberry syrup. This is literally, for my family, like antibiotics. I mean, we use it for everything. My kids will ask for it on their pancakes even. It's that delicious. And we take it just as preventative, and then we absolutely we up it like crazy if we are sick. I mean, you can take it even up to like every hour, I would do if I was really sick, or maybe just a few times a day, like just depending on really how you're feeling. But this is just, it's so packed with antioxidants and nutrients, and, you know, with honey, it's made with honey. So it's antibacterial, antimicrobial. It's so healing that I would highly, highly, highly recommend making a batch and just having it. I mean, a batch will last us 6 months, you know, and it's just better tasting than anything you can buy on the market. But there are also good brands out there if you're not a DIYer. Next, we've got these really fun immune gummies. If you've got kids, if it's hard to get them to take their vitamins or just get any of that extra goodness, these are a great option. They're actually made with beef gelatin, which is also really good for the gut, healing, immune boosting, and they taste really, really good. These ones are tart cherry lime flavored. And next up, my favorite, garlic honey. Oh my goodness. So this is actually the first year we've made this because we were pulling out all the stops for 2020, right? But garlic honey, it is so stinking good, you guys. It's so easy. Thank goodness for my husband. He loves to peel fresh garlic because I don't know how I would have made it if not. And so he probably peeled 100 cloves of garlic. We made a huge jar of it and we let it ferment for about a month. You can actually start to eat from it right away if you want to. Just the longer it sits, the better it gets. And you guys, we have pizza night every week, and I'll take a spoonful and chop it up real fine, throw it on top of the pizza, and then we'll take a little bit of the honey and dip our crust in it afterwards. Oh my gosh, it's so good. You gotta love garlic, but it's so amazing. And it's so, so good for you, especially preventative and especially for if you are sick. So both the garlic and the honey have strong medicinal properties. So it's an immune booster and it really does help fight infection, and, you know, it's anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, all those good things. And like I said, really yummy if you like garlic. Next, we have fire cider. So I'll be very transparent. I have yet to make fire cider from scratch. I put a little picture of the actual fire cider that I have purchased and that my family is using right now. I do want to make a batch, and this is the recipe that I have that I'm waiting to make. And look how pretty it looks in this jar. So I really can't wait to make this. It's really spicy, but it's so good. And I even use it in like a vinaigrette, in dressings. You can add it to like a bean soup kind of thing, like just a little tiny bit. You can marinate chicken in it. It's really good, you guys. The first time I tasted it, I was very surprised. It's spicy. It will kick you in the pants. But I mean, it's totally tolerable, but I don't know. It's something about it is like, I defy any virus to get through this stuff. It's like got, I don't know, a good feeling with it. It's very invigorating, very restorative. It's something that we take a swig of every now and again. And especially this year, again, we have not been sick, but you know, we have felt that little tickle a handful of times, and we've pulled out any variation of any of these recipes, whether we took a shot of fire cider or took a spoonful of the garlic honey or just did the vitamin C. Everything has always been knocked out within literally like within an hour, I would say. I mean, just really fast. Okay, and bone broth. Oh my gosh, if you've never made your own bone broth, I would highly recommend it. This is a really good recipe. There are recipes out there that are not that great, you know, and you have to kind of doctor it up. But if you were to purchase it, I would recommend purchasing it like in the frozen form, where it's not like a powder or not like in a can or anything. Like in the frozen department, that's going to be the freshest that you can get it. I think Trader Joe's has one right now. I think theirs is in the refrigerator section actually. And I do have a couple of theirs on hand because, you know, for prepping purposes and everything. And I just wanted to make sure we had extra, and I brought them home and threw them in the freezer. So I know, and they were like the thick gelatin, how bone broth should be. And, this is so healing, you guys. It's so healing to the gut. It's the richest form of, so it goes bone broth, bone stock, no, broth stock, and then, no, I'm saying it wrong. Chicken stock, chicken broth, chicken stock, and then chicken bone broth. Something like that. I've screwed it up, you guys. But anyways, it's the richest, most, it's got all the best stuff in it. The bones have cooked the longest. So it's the healthiest. It's gotten all the nutrients out of it. I hope that made sense. But this is really, really healing, especially if you are sick. This is absolutely something that should be in your repertoire. And then through like the remainder of this year and into next year, while we're kind of in this winter season, I would opt to make any kind of soups and stews and anything that you would use stock for. I would use bone broth because that's just going to up the nutrients, like up the ante like crazy. And it's really, really good for you. Keep your immune system boosted. So how can essential oils support the immune system is what we're going to talk about next. Oh, I wanted to make a point here. So here is a plant cell and here is an animal cell. So see how similar they are. And that's why essential oils work synergistically with our bodies. Our bodies recognize essential oils and know what to do with them. So it's so neat. I love the science behind essential oils. So here is a great quote by Dr. Axe that I love. I need to put my little icon over here. Many of today's synthetic drugs carry potentially serious side effects. Essential oils, on the other hand, represent a gentle, supportive approach to healing. Because of their chemical structure, they're metabolized in the cells like other nutrients. Essential oils are volatile and therefore evaporate quickly. So unlike many synthetic drugs, they don't accumulate in the body. The remarkable qualities of essential oil chemistry make using oils a safe and natural alternative for healing the body. Essential oils have been called the lifeblood of a plant. They circulate through plant tissues and pass through cell walls, carrying nutrition into cells and carrying waste products out. Because the chemistry of pure essential oils retains the healing intent of the plants from which they originated, they manifest an ability to organize and balance our energies as well. If our bodies are out of balance and experiencing illness or dysfunction, the oils serve to restore order and balance, or homeostasis, to our various systems. Research has found, I love this part, research has found that people who consistently use pure essential oils have a higher level of resistance to illnesses, colds, flus, and disease than the average person. Further indications show that after contracting a cold, flu, or other illness, these individuals will recover 60 to 70% faster than those who do not use, it should say, pure essential oils. And that's from Dr. Axe's, one of my favorite books, Essential Oils, Ancient Medicine. Okay, so here are some immune boosting blends with essential oils. And again, all of these are in the ebook that you're going to get. So I'm not going to go through all of them, but there are so many options when it comes to preventing and treating. So here we have, let me move my little icon again. Here we have one of my favorite hacks. It's a throat spray and Correctex. So Correctex is our natural Neosporin, if you will. And I've loved using it this year for my chapstick. And then also anytime we've gone out in public, we will coat our lips and we'll take the extra and just coat our nostrils a little bit, not up in our nose, but just coat your nose a little bit. Your mucous membranes, you want to coat them because it's got oils like frankincense, helichrysum, cedarwood, tea tree, lavender, very antimicrobial, antibacterial, this is going to help trap anything from entering. And so I've really enjoyed it. Plus, it just smells good and it's such a nice chapstick. I love it. Also, we've made a throat spray. So I like to make mine with liquid vitamin C. I get liquid vitamin C for my kiddos. And now I'm giving them the whole food vitamin C, but I mainly keep the liquid vitamin C on hand for this throat spray because we actually make it a lot. Then you're going to put some drops of On Guard and some drops of wild orange or lemon. It just depends on the size bottle you're going to use that would determine the amount of drops. And then I also have liquid zinc that I throw in too, because, you know, all of these things. So On Guard is very immune boosting. It's antibacterial, antimicrobial, all the things. And zinc has been talked about a lot this year as a possible treatment for the Rona. So I thought, throw it in the throat spray, right? And then the liquid vitamin C, of course. So it tastes really, really good. And anytime I use it, anytime I feel a tickle, anytime I'm just outside and I've, if I've had to wear my mask or anything, just throw that in my mouth a little bit. My husband takes it to work. He has to refill his like twice a week because he just loves it. So it's come in really, really handy. It might just be one of my top most requested recipes too. So I think a lot of people are liking it. Next, I have my DIY sanitizing spray. So we go through a lot of the On Guard sanitizer. I absolutely love it because you're not stripping away the good bacteria along with the bad, and then you're not using harsh chemicals or fragrances or things that are actually super detrimental to your health. This is completely all natural. And so we have a handful of them from doTERRA. And then when they're empty, we refill it with this brand of hand sanitizer, which has got nothing added into it. No, harsh chemicals, no, what do I want to say? Fragrances that are so bad for you. It's just got the isopropyl alcohol. And then you put in your drops of On Guard. So we'll do about 10, maybe 15, but you really only need 10 drops in this little, if you're going to refill doTERRA's bottle, and then top it off with the hand sanitizer. If you're going to do a bigger bottle, you would just, up the drops a little bit, but it's so easy to use. And there have been studies that have actually shown that even if you were to make it with water, On Guard itself is so germ fighting that you really don't need the alcohol if you were not able to get it. All this year, we were not able to find alcohol over 60%. So we were even using vodka, and that works too. So, okay, same with the foaming hand soap. Again, so many of the hand soaps, I wish one day when my kids are older, I would love to just stand at the grocery store or whatever store, drugstore, in the soap aisle and talk to people about the soaps that they're buying. Or what I used to buy, and I feel horrid even thinking about it now, is the Bath and Body Works soaps. I used to buy 10 at a time. Oh my gosh, they are so horrible for you with all the dyes and all the sparkles and all the fragrance. And how many times do you wash your hands a day? Especially this year, people are washing their hands to death. And if they're using a soap just filled with toxic chemicals and things that are so harmful to you, don't even get me started on why it's even legal. It's just so bad. So using something like On Guard and just pure cast iron soap, you just need about 10 little squirts or pumps of the cast iron soap. I like to use Dr. Bronner's. You can use any kind you want. And then 10 drops of On Guard oil and fill the rest up with water. It is so dang easy. And again, you're boosting your immune system every time you wash your hands. It's not stripping away anything good. It's germ fighting, germ killing, all the things. And I even make a kitchen spray. I spray down. We only use On Guard in my house. And there have been studies that show it works absolutely better than the leading brands that everyone has been flocking the shelves over. And I have to stand in that aisle too and educate people, because it's heartbreaking, but things are going to change. So it's just so stinking easy to make your own hand soap that is actually good for your body and not bad. Okay, other tips to boost your immune system naturally. So I love talking about high vibration. I think it's so important, especially right now in the world that we're living in and the current climate. We have to keep our vibration high. We have to do that for our immune system. We have to do that for everything. It's so detrimental to our health, to our mood, to everything when we let our vibration dip below the line. And there are actually essential oils that are at such a high frequency that they actually help you combat keeping your vibration high. Some of them are rose. Rose is the most, 320 megahertz, okay? Frankincense, helichrysum, lavender, blue tansy, sandalwood, peppermint. These are all really high vibration oils. Love is the highest vibration emotion, okay? Music has a really high vibration. So what does love do? Does love not make you feel good? Does music generally not make you feel good? You want to focus on consuming the things with high vibration, especially if you're consuming things with low vibration. So you want to keep that balance. My naturopath explained to me recently this year, and I just absolutely loved it, that there is an imaginary line. Okay. And you want to live above the line where it's high vibration, high frequency. And it's okay to dip below the line, but you don't want to live below the line. So whenever you dip below the line during your day, just make sure that you're doing some extra things to counteract that. Again, using your oils, love. So that could look like playing with your kids or playing with your grandkids, or, date night, or whatever brings you love, playing with your pets, actually taking a moment. It doesn't have to be an hour and a half. It could be 10 minutes, 15 minutes, sit down and play with your kids. I say that because I need to do that more. It's my guilty mom thing. Play with your kids on the floor with the cars. Something I hate doing. But no, just a few minutes of that can really fill you up, lift your vibration, and it's actually so stinking good for you. Here is a blend that I created with the high vibe oils, and I'm telling you, it's probably the best smelling blend that we've ever come up with. It is so good. So I highly recommend eventually getting all the oils to go into this blend, and you will not regret it. And then I just wanted to go over a few things that are high vibe and high energy source. So things that raise your vibration are prayer and meditation, having healthy boundaries, abundant thinking, not scarcity thinking, music, creating a joy list. Make a joy list, and anytime you dip below the line, go refer to your list and pick something on there to do for 5 minutes. Rest and movement. So sleep and exercise is a fancy way to say that. Nutrition and whole food vitamins. You guys check the vitamins that you're taking. If they're not doTERRAs, you need to make sure that they are actually made from whole foods and that there's nothing synthetic in it at all. And it should say literally things like broccoli and beets and kale and all the stuff that might be lacking from your actual diet. Next is a heavy diet of fresh organic foods. Love, laughter, creativity, being present, your hobbies, a gratitude journal, and then high water intake. Okay. These are all very basic things, but let's face it. I mean, we forget and we're busy and we're distracted and all the things. So things that lower your vibration are worry, fear, guilt, shame, resentment, harsh or bad words, just having poor language, bad language, violent or disturbing content, going against your boundaries or your values, mindless activities. Me with social media, I swear, if I get an alert on my phone, 2 seconds later, I'm on Instagram. It just happens on autopilot. Consuming alcohol or other substances or prescription drugs, and then fake processed foods and sugar. There was actually something that said canned food has 0 megahertz. Okay, zero megahertz. Isn't that crazy? The stress cycle, negative self-talk, those are really, really bad for lowering your vibration. Toxins, artificial fragrance, past trauma or story cycles, no white space on calendar. This is something I'm really working on. There is never, and I don't factor in white space on my calendar. Frankly, I didn't think that we were allowed to do that. But I've been given permission by multiple people, and especially my husband. And so that is a goal. I'm not even going to wait till next year goal. It's a goal of this year still to schedule in just some empty white space on my calendar and not feel guilty about it. Okay, so here are some other supplements outside of doTERRA that I personally love and use. Trace mineral drops by this brand are absolutely super, super important. If you are not a DIYer and you don't want to, if you don't see yourself making your own vitamin C powder, then this Pure Synergy is a really good brand. I love the Garden of Life brand. This is the raw zinc that I get. And then I also have zinc in a liquid form by this Trace Minerals brand. And then the On Guard Plus soft gels are a must. And then you guys have to be, taking extra vitamin D. It's imperative to take vitamin D. Even if you get out in the sun a lot, it's not enough. Okay, and so this is another post about kiddos, stuff that I like outside of doTERRA for kids. And of course, we do have the doTERRA stuff here for our kids line. It's the A to Z chewable multivitamin that we have, and our fish oil, the IQ Mega. It's orange flavored. And then our most popular product of the kids line is the PB Assist Junior, which is a probiotic. Kids love this. It tastes like a pixie stick. My son asks for it every day. He actually loves the chewable as well. And this is what he takes all day. Not all day, every day. He wishes he could have it all day. And then these are the other things that we give him too. He prefers the gummy omegas versus the liquid. It's just easier to hand him a gummy. So we have both. Sometimes I put this in the spray, or if I want him to take some oils internally, I'll have a spoonful of the IQ Mega, and then I'll drop like a drop of On Guard or lemon or whatever that I want him to take on the spoon, and then have him drink that down. So I use the IQ Mega for different things as well. But the Mary Ruth's brand I really like for him to supplement with the doTERRA products. And so these are some of the ones that I have. And then I always have colloidal silver, the kids version and the adult version on hand. And then this is another liquid vitamin C that we use. And then we have a baby in the house, so we also have baby products. These are some really great oil blends for babies, as well as some of the products that I use. So I've got a probiotic. Mary Ruth's makes a good elderberry syrup that doesn't have honey, because we're not supposed to give honey to infants under 1. So this is actually empty now because my son is 1.5 years, so he can have my elderberry that I give him. But this is a great alternative if you don't want to have one with honey. And then this is a really good, also a liquid vitamin C. It's by the Garden of Life brand I really like. Wellaments. I've switched his multivitamin a few times. Right now I'm actually using a Garden of Life powder, and I'm putting it in his water for him. This was a liquid form that I used when he was an infant. But all these kind of brands are pretty much the same brands that I used. Child Life D3, I really like that brand. And then the Garden of Life and Mary Ruth's. So there's kind of a theme there. So next we're going to talk about gut health. doTERRA makes, by my standards, the best digestive enzyme and probiotic that you can find on the market. And I really believe that it's imperative that everyone has both of these. I honestly, if I had to pick just one, I don't know. I think it would be really hard. The digestive enzymes, these are fantastic to take on a regular basis. My husband and I wake up on an empty stomach and take 2 first thing in the morning. And then I try to take 1 with every meal from there on out. And he tries to take 2 with every meal from there on out. Our enzymes, are infants to elderly. Like, you cannot overdose on enzymes. You cannot have enough of them. They are so good with any kind of digestive dysfunction or health. They actually help you absorb your nutrients more. So you're going to get more out of the food that you actually are eating. They're just so imperative. And you can see in this demonstration what it does after 20 minutes in this bowl of oatmeal. So that's what it's doing and aiding your digestive process, which is helping your liver and your organs and everything not have to work as hard. Next, we're going to talk about doTERRA's Lifelong Vitality. Believe it or not, this is doTERRA's #1 selling product over and above the oils. Okay. You're going to experience better sleep, better gut, better focus, more energy, DNA protection, heart health, strong nails, hair, and bones. This is what we have, hands down, more testimonies over these vitamins than anything else. They are the world's greatest prenatal vitamin. I took these vitamins with my second son, not with my first son. And let me tell you, the pregnancy was different, the delivery was different, and the children are very different. And I don't know, just saying, but they are just completely made with whole foods. My naturopath even told me, because I wasn't eating enough, she said, and I just said, my kids are small. Like, I just eat whatever they didn't eat off their plate. And I just sometimes can't even be bothered, when you're just in that phase of motherhood. And she said, if you're taking these vitamins and you didn't eat all day, you are getting your nutrients. So that at least made me feel really good. Okay, so natural remedies when you are sick. So I love the tried and true Flute blend. It's in the top 10 oils: frankincense, lemon, on guard, oregano, tea tree. This is very well known in the doTERRA world, in the oil world. It's anytime you're sick or feel anything, Flute. And so again, these are all in the top 10 oils, which I feel like is where most people start. So you should always at least have these oils, and you just make a roller, put it on your feet and your spine. You can use it as preventative, but it does have the oregano in it, which is nature's antibiotic. So I would try to save this for even if you feel like you're coming down with something, then use it. I've put it on my feet and my spine at bedtime a handful of times this year, when I just kind of felt, when you just kind of feel like, oh, and woke up the next morning and I was fine. So I always have this on hand. And then I have a kid's version of it, which is just diluted, heavier, always on hand. Now, because 2020 is like no other, this is my Flute 2020 blend, if you know what I mean. So this has got the Flute plus clove and marjoram, black pepper, arbor vitae, melissa, and rose. So don't fret if you don't have all of these oils. If you did want to make something like this, if you've got Flute and even just 1 or 2 of these extra oils, throw them in. It's just giving you that extra bit of oomph. And again, feet and spine, it's not going to smell good. It's not going to smell bad, but it's just not going to smell. Don't put it behind your ears and think that you're going to smell perfumey. It's not going to be, but it works. It works. And I love it. Makes me feel so good to just have these things ready to go. There's nothing worse than having to run to Rite Aid. Am I right? At 10 p.m. Oh my God, they close in 30 minutes. Actually, I think they're open all the time, but there's just nothing worse. I like being prepared. So these are a bunch of variations of Get Well blends. It doesn't have to be Flute. It doesn't have to be Flute 2020. There are so many variations that will aid your body. and prevent you from getting sick or make you feel better faster. So there are just so many options, whatever you have on hand, basically. So I wanted to highlight all of these particular oils and make mention that they are antiviral, as well as manuka honey, garlic, apple cider vinegar, and bone broth are all antiviral. So a lot of the recipes we talked about, plus these oils, I mean, you're going to be doing a lot better than most. Let me just say that. And then a sinus steam mug. I love to do, well, I don't love to do this because this means that I'm sick, and the oregano in it doesn't feel great, but this works like nobody's business. So you can do it just with peppermint, oregano, tea tree, lemon, or you can do it with the flute blend, or you could do it with one oil. It really is up to you and what you have on hand. But this works really well. We have a lot of people talking about their experience with it. And then medicine ball tea, you can actually make your own better for you medicine ball tea at home with a drop of peppermint, lemon, and grapefruit and some raw honey, and then your organic tea of choice. And it is so yummy. Cough syrup. Have you ever made your own cough syrup? It is so stinking easy. And again, what I wish I could stand in the aisle and tell people that whenever you are buying, and I used to be this person, okay? I used to take NyQuil at night just because it would knock me out. But when you go down the medicine aisle, a lot of aisles, but let's just stick with the medicine aisle. Whether you're buying a pill or you're buying a liquid, whether it's NyQuil or children's Tylenol or whatever it may be, what color is it? And where did that color come from? They weren't using beets, okay? It's got artificial food dyes in it. These artificial food dyes can cause cancer, can cause neurological disorders, can cause tumors. They are so bad. I talk about this a little bit more in depth, not really in depth, but I touch on this in a couple other of my classes, because I just feel that I'm being called to bring attention to this. And I want people to do their own research, but anything with color, whether it's mouthwash or the, I always used to get the purple mouthwash. It had to be the purple one, and whatever, and your toothpaste, the red and the blue stripe in that. Where is that color coming from? Just check your ingredients, guys. Just check your ingredients and see what it says. And there are usually options, dye-free options, close or not too far in the section that you're looking at. So, if you're not at the point where you're going to do a DIY at home, at least look for a non-fragrance version, a no synthetic food dye version, a no artificial sweetener version. All of those things avoid. And here goes the tangent that I go off. So honey, organic raw honey has to be raw and organic. And lemon, on guard, copaiba, and peppermint. And it's the best cough syrup that you can have. Okay, super easy. And you don't have to make a big jar of it. Just take a spoon of honey, drop one drop of each of those things, and down it. Cough syrup. Throat coat. There's a million different things that you can do for throat coats. And with these two oils, lemon and on guard, which again come in the top 10 oils. So this is all going to be in the ebook for you. Respiratory blends. Look how many options, you guys. We love our respiratory blends. They work so well. More respiratory blends. And then respiratory veggie caps. You can actually take some of these oils internally, doTERRA only, and put them in a veggie cap and take them internally to support your respiratory from the inside out. Fever protocols. Okay, the best thing for fever: frankincense, lavender, peppermint, rose. You're going to apply it feet, spine, inner thighs, and armpits. Okay, and then lots of liquids, bone broth, and elderberry syrup if you can. Whether you make it or not, just get the best quality that you can, that you have available to you based on your budget and the stores around you. And then lots of lukewarm baths, lots of them, not just one a day. Epsom salts, baking soda, lavender, and tea tree. And Epsom salts, you guys, they normally come with fragrance in them. So make sure that you are, just because it says lavender doesn't mean that it's pure essential oil lavender. It's probably fragrance lavender. And so you are putting toxins in your body when your body is trying to fight something. And also, don't be afraid. Do your own research on this as well. Do your own research on everything, whether I'm saying it or anybody else. But fevers are your body's way of fighting off something. So if we just completely suppress it at the first sign of a fever, then we're not allowing our body to do what it's made to do. So, stay comfortable, stay hydrated, monitor. You don't want to get it up to a scary number, but maybe do some research and decide for yourself what number you're okay just treating it naturally. And then if it gets to a scary number for you, then you can opt for, maybe a dye-free ibuprofen or some sort of a pain reliever, fever reducer. But just trust your body also and let it and support it in doing what it's made to do. Detox baths, again, so this goes for the fevers as well, but for anything that you want to detox off of, detox baths are so good. Epsom salts, baking soda, and then a slew of oils that are great for detoxing. Garlic and lavender salve, again, a DIY with garlic is so, so good. It's a powerful antioxidant. It's antimicrobial, it's a sedative, it's calming, and and it's got antidepressive properties. So mixed with the lavender, it is so good for you when you are fighting illness. It's great to use on kiddos. It's got antifungal properties because of the garlic. It is really good, and it creates a hostile environment for viruses. And then Symphony of the Cells. If you've never heard of Symphony of the Cells, I highly recommend you. We actually have a video up on our Facebook page. It's actually the video of these pictures here. When we were together on a retreat recently, myself and our team, we did like a little demonstration and filmed it. So it's up on our website or on our, I think it's probably on our website too, but it's on our Facebook group of Obsessed with Essentials. But you can also just go to symphonyofthecells.com or also put it into YouTube. But they are very, very simple protocols to do with oils for a slew for basically any type of ailment, from, you threw your back out and you're just in a lot of pain, all the way to infectious disease. And I don't want to use the word miracle, but for lack of a better word, these protocols really are like miracles. It's so incredible. They target different body systems and ailments. So like I said, so depending on what's going on, they've got digestive, they've got the forgiveness protocol, which Boyd Truman is the creator of Symphony of the Cells. He says that every single human being should be doing the forgiveness protocol. So that was really interesting. Hormone balance, infectious disease, like I said, inflammatory, lymphatic, neurological, osteo, respiratory, and sensory. If you have or know anybody that's got any type of sensory challenges or any type of I don't want to say on the spectrum, but you know what I'm saying? The sensory protocols are kind of miraculous. They really are. I would very highly recommend looking into Symphony of the Cells. And it's so easy. It takes 5 minutes. It's so easy to do a protocol. It's so great. And then they give you for each of the applications depending on which body system you're doing, it's a list of specific oils. But the great thing is that there's also a list of substitute oils. Like if you didn't have this oil, it will tell you what oil you can use in its place that you might have on hand. So it's really great. We do Symphony of the Cells in our house at least once a week. We do it on our kiddos. It's fantastic. And then next is the vitamin C protocol. And I always say this, I didn't know whether I was going to put this in or not because I know it's had controversy, but if you want to know more about it, I would just recommend doing your own research. I left it on here because I feel like it's really helped me and my family, especially this year. Dr. Susan Humphreys, you can find her. It's kind of hard to find her right now for some reason, with all the censorship, but you can find her on YouTube and listen to her videos. She's got a ton of videos on YouTube, and it's actually these two products right here, these specific brands, you can get them on your favorite fast delivering website. And it's just so easy. Anytime we have felt anything, I make a little concoction with a little bit of my elderberry syrup, a little bit of tart cherry juice, and a little spoonful of the sodium ascorbate, and then one of the NAC pills, and we are good to go. So again, I like having these things on hand because I am not going to drive to the drugstore at 10 o'clock. I'm not going to send my husband. I just want to be a walking natural pharmacy with an FARM at the front. So this is in my repertoire. Dr. Susan Humphreys. So I'm going to touch a little bit on first aid with the top 10 oils, because you know what? It's the season of emergency preparedness. And if you have never prepped or done any type of emergency preparedness, this is the year to start. So top 10 oils. Okay. I love this quote. There is no greater weapon than a prepared mind. And I'm telling you, my stress level is way down low because of all the little things that they're not even hard for me to do. I think that I've kind of just used to doing them now, and my mind just works that way. So I don't even get stressed over it. So the top 10 oils, they are safe, natural, and effective. They're versatile. One essential oil can be used for many things. They are easy to store. They've got a long shelf life. They're easy to use with just a few drops in most applications. I have down here, this is actually my emergency pack that we don't touch. I say that, and I know that there's going to be an oil missing, which there is, but this is my emergency pack that I usually keep like with our bug out bags or our go bags or whatever. This is what I would grab, or if we go on a trip or something or go in our trailer, I just have this. This is like our spare. So, and it's just the little bottles. So it really wasn't that big of an investment. And at least I know I just have the top 10. I got to find that missing one. But that I know are not even opened and are just ready to go if we needed them. Many of the oils are naturally antibacterial, antiviral, antimicrobial, and antiseptic. They're good for minor injuries as well as significant health issues. They can be used for hygiene, cleaning, disinfecting. They can be used for everybody, infants to elderly, and including your pets. They're portable. They fit in a go bag. And you'll be able to help yourself, your family, and your neighbor in a time when additional medical help may not be readily accessible. And that's what I'm talking about, guys. So again, these top 10 oils do so much, and they do probably 2 to 3 times more than what this list shows. But for aesthetic purposes, I kept the list really short. Lemon, cleansing inside and out, antiseptic. Frankincense, cellular health, skin tissue recovery. Okay. On Guard stops the growth of viruses, bacteria, and mold. Lavender is great for burns, cuts, stings, and is a great antihistamine. Digestin you're going to want for any kind of food poisoning or contaminated water. In an emergency, you never know. Peppermint, great for fever, alertness, oxygen absorption, okay? Deep Blue for pain, whiplash, bruises, bone pain. Respiratory distress is what Breathe is good for. Tea tree is going to be purifying, healing, very healing, rejuvenating, and great for splinters. Oregano is your antibiotic, your antibacterial, and your antiviral. So definitely you don't want to be without the top 10 oils. And then outside of the top 10 oils are Roman chamomile for sleep, insomnia, burns, and itching. Purify is a great pathogen defense for cuts, wounds, and bites. Helichrysum is an anticoagulant. So if you are bleeding, you want to have helichrysum, and it's also antibacterial, very healing. Myrrh is a great pain reliever, antiseptic, immune support, and great for circulation. Copaiba is the CBD of essential oils. It's so good for calming, anti-inflammatory, cardiovascular, immune boosting, digestive, and nervous system support. And then we have clove, which is going to be awesome for toothaches, headaches, drawing toxins out, nausea, and constipation. And then here I have a bunch of different recipes for different things like wounds, blisters, burns, cuts. And again, all of this is going to be in your ebook. Shock, heat stroke, antibacterial, bruises, headaches. And then lastly, I want to talk about this brand new program that doTERRA just launched a month ago, and it's only available through the LRP, which is our loyalty rewards program. If you're not on the LRP, I definitely, let me just give you one more reason that you should get on it, because not only are you going to get back points and shipping points and be able to redeem it all for free product, you are going to be making sure that you're swapping out your toxic products, your synthetic products, your fragrance-filled products for natural, supporting, and immune-boosting products. So this is our immunity wellness program. We also have a mind and mood program, and then it's the one for pain, but I don't think it's called pain. But it's for pain. It's soothing program, pain program. I don't know. I forget what it's called, but it's for pain. So I'm just highlighting the immunity wellness program tonight because obviously that's what we're talking about. But it's a 3-month subscription because it's on the LRP. So you sign up for month 1. You can cancel if you just want month 1. You can cancel right afterwards. There's never any hidden anything with doTERRA, which is awesome. But if you want to go through the way the program was designed is you sign up for it one time, and then it's going to go through each month. It's going to send you a new kit for immunity and wellness. So these kits were curated, in my opinion, so perfectly. I'm actually doing them myself. So they're $75, which is such a great price point because you are getting everything at a savings. And they're going to come automatically. Now, at the end of the 3 months, you can cancel it. You can start a new one. You can go on to the mind and mood or the pain one. Or if you're finding that you are just using up all of these oils, you could keep them on and it'll just start over, because by that time you may need month 1 again. So again, it's completely customizable, but these wellness programs are rocking our world right now. My customers are so thrilled with them. I have so many people that jumped on this, including myself, and it's just been awesome. So thank you so much for joining me tonight. I really have such a passion, not just for talking about oils, but really talking about what my family does. I feel like we've done something right this year. I don't know. Again, it's not over. My husband would want me to knock, so there I'm knocking. But we feel good. And I most of all, my stress is super down, which is what I concentrate most on, keeping my stress level down, keeping my vibrations high. And what are you going to do? That's all we can do, right? And sharing information. So let me stop sharing my screen and see if anyone has any questions. I would love to answer anything for a few minutes.